Hey yo. Okay. Alright. Hey yo, guys, girls, and everyone in between. This is Rebellious Pastry here. And my guest did not answer her phone. So. Looks like it's just me tonight. Which means I guess we're not doing a hobby interview show. Um. But yeah. My. I normally do better um, with just being on by myself, but since this was not planned for me to be on by myself, I'm like, okay, let's go ahead and try to figure out what we're gonna do. Because if it was planned for me to be by myself, then I would plan to do by myself things. But yeah, um, I guess the guest dipped. Um, if they're in the chat being like, yo, you missed our episode, I'd be like, you missed our episode. But yeah. Um, uh, alright, okay. I think she's back. Hold on. Um, alright. We're just gonna be waiting for her in a little bit. No pre-stream, but I have a feeling that since she's been on these types of things before, I'm gonna just floop. Alright. Hello, the animation station. How are you? Yeah. Yeah. We're just waiting on her. I forgot to eat my dinner. No. Did I forget? Or, hey Tess, if you have friends, they can also stop by the channel if you want them to. But yeah, good, how about you? Yeah, I'm doing pretty well, other than, like, the, guest delay. Which, as soon as she gets on here, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna go ahead and ask her if she's available for, like, let's see here. So it's I'm gonna bet that she's gonna be on here for 5:35. So we're gonna do 5:35 till 8:35 my time zone. But yeah, um, I don't know what to say, but I guess this is a bonus episode because I couldn't do one last week because I was a pathetic lump of pain. Yeah. But yeah. Alright. Just so you know, we're directly on air. Just so you know, we're directly on air. Sorry for the no pre-stream, but then again, you were late for the no pre-stream, so.
Sorry, I had to get showered and that.
Ah. But yeah, I thought I was gonna have to do something by myself last minute.
I'm sorry.
That's
It was because like, so I'm eating chocolate. What was it?
Are you annoyed with the fact that I spammed the crap out of your calls?
No, I've seen worse. Don't worry.
Okay. Yeah, I only do that if you're supposed to be on a show and you're not. But yeah,
it's fine. It was because I don't know roughly when I was ready because I had to I was going back work and I had to shower real quick and I'm fucking. I do so much shit at once. I feel like my fucking brain's overloaded. But hopefully this stream will slow me down.
All right. So for next time, I don't know how the alternative slots are gonna work, but with like the cooldowns and stuff, but I'll figure that stuff out. But for next time, please make sure you go ahead and tell me what's a comfortable time for you, okay? All right. So, also, are you streaming on your channel as well, or no?
I can do that if you want. I wouldn't mind that.
What? It's all up to you, man. Or lady, milady wonders. I literally told one of our other friends that I was gonna call you Lady Wonders for the entire stream.
That'd be nice.
But yeah, just as like a kingdom. Ooh, ooh.
Oh, hold on, my mic's in echo. Hold on a minute.
Do you want to know what? Okay. Um,
Yeah,
you want to know
after me
what?
join the
You want
mic's
to know
echo.
what would be funny if we were to just be
Mm.
like the Lord and Lady the entire stream.
That's not bad. That's not a bad like stream layout.
We've never, I've never done it, so we could
Mm.
just call each other Lord and Lady the entire stream if you want. But
Mhm.
yeah,
Oh,
so why don't you go ahead and I'm just gonna go ahead and say introduce yourself with your name and pronouns, and also please
mm.
shoot me another link to your Twitch. And
Hello. Oh wait, we live right now.
yeah, we are.
Oh my God! Wow. Okay. Hello. My name is Wonders. I am a voice actress, artist, streamer,
Yeah,
lots of other stuff. But I do stream on Twitch.
yeah.
And
Um,
I
and
go by she her pronouns,
yeah.
which
Um,
I would usually I probably use my more female voice, but I'm so mentally exhausted right now that I'm just anything works.
yeah. Just so you know, Wonders, Lady Wonders, they're pretty used to
Mm.
trans people on the show. I swear, it's very rare if we can actually get a straight person on this show.
Oh yeah.
But
I feel like more as I've lived in Discord, more as I've been on Discord, like the less straight people there is.
yeah. So are you gonna do a double stream on your channel or what?
Um, yeah, sure.
All right.
Um,
Oh, so if we do the double stream, I'd have to introduce one. I'd introduce myself, and two, I'd have both chats open.
right.
So yeah.
Okay.
So if your base wanted to ask you questions, or if my base wanted to ask you questions, I could go ahead and just
Yes.
read off the chat. But all right. Please let me know when your site is open so that we can go
Okay.
ahead and continue with the actual show.
Yeah. I'm
But
trying to
yeah.
try like hold on. What should I put in what should I like use as like the layout? Maybe I should use like an image.
All right. Would you like me to go
Um,
ahead and shoot you the stream stuff that I'm using?
hold on, I got off.
Or would you
Um,
like to quickly sketch out like your own version of the thumbnail with like you in a dress and me in a dress shirt?
I got off. Hold on. Can you send me the image you use for the
All
stream
right. Would
layout?
you like the okay. And also, do you mind it if we go ahead and extend out like the end time so that we can actually get like 2 hours of the actual show too?
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine.
Thanks. But here you go. Discord
Oh,
is,
it's adorable.
but yeah, for whatever reason, I felt like drawing more spiky hair
Mm.
this time around. But yeah,
Um.
I tend to spike out hair a little bit more in
Mm-hmm.
general.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, um, let's see here. If you were to look at most of the stream people I have, most of my people are in dress shirts.
Why is it? Hold on. Can I get a text on as well?
But yeah.
I don't. Where is text? Yes, text.
All right. Okay, so you're just setting up your stream,
Yep.
correct? Yeah.
Pastry hobby interview stream.
And then number 14. But I don't
Mhm.
think the number is gonna matter because
Spell pastry.
the number's just for like my records mostly.
Mm.
Because I've done 14 episodes so far of this show.
Mm. Mm.
And I actually have fudged the numbers for audio games, like by one number, just because of how many episodes there are. Like it's almost to 40 episodes of audio games.
That'll just do. That will do it.
All right.
That will do. Right. I'll just start streaming. I'll just start streaming like that. Hold on.
All right, and then can I go ahead and just pull the but yeah, I'm gonna just say this to my base right now. Since I had to skip last week's show, due to like literally due to like my wisdom teeth stuff, I might as well do this week. Am I right? And also like the time zone fucks too much.
Oh fuck! Hold on. Actually.
Oh, also
Hold on,
I have a question for your stream or like for your channel. Does your channel have rules around swearing?
Not really. No.
Okay. I just wanted to ask because in general I tend to like I used to ask people like for like if they had rules or whatnot, and then I came to the realization that my sheet is stronger than most sheets you'll find, and just be like, it's fine. I tend to follow my sheet most of the time on anyone else's show. It's just like a good radioing, like PG, keep it PG and whatnot.
Yeah.
The real radios have rule sheets too, or rules as well, or at least here in the States.
I'll put like a link to the thing in like the chat.
All right, just so you know, I would have to give you a mod wrench in YouTube which I could do that.
Actually, is it like a podcast thing? Talk shows and podcasts. Oh yes.
Yes, it is a podcast.
Yep, that works. That works.
Either podcast or talk show.
There we go. I think I'm going. That work.
But yeah.
Oh, sorry. Hold on, let me just test. Can you just speak for a little bit just so I can test this is working?
Alrighty. Hey-yo, guys, girls, and everyone in between.
Well,
what else would you want me to do?
Alright, fantastic. That's the intro, because I've watched a little bit of your videos. Yeah. Okay. I'll just put so like I'm just gonna this is gonna go everywhere.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm just gonna put us like in every single.
I would say like as far as Twitch goes, you could say either talk show or you could say podcast. Or if they have an interview as an option, that'd be good too. Is labeling it? How important is labeling for this stuff?
What do you mean?
Do they ding ya if you put it in the wrong category? Like, does Twitch be like, hey...
What, for Twitch?
Yeah.
Oh, no, they don't really care.
Okay. But, yeah. Alright, I'm at... Huh, what's going on with my stuff? Hold on.
I'm just getting the word out.
Right, I'm just gonna make sure, my mic. Let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead and unplug and replug in this mic real quick. One of my people are saying that my stuff ain't sounding right. So.
Going. Okay.
Let's see here. Audio. I need
I'll just do
nano.
Introduction since Pastry's away. Hello, I am Wonders. I'm a voice actress artist.
Let's see here.
What else do I do? Else to do stuff, and I also like my friend.
Are you talking about
help people out and stuff like that?
Are you talking to your channel or are you talking to mine or both?
Done with this self promotion.
Are you talk which?
I would see. I would usually do. I would usually like, people who watch my people on my stream.
Yeah.
I would usually do this like right before we started, but
Okay.
times do be different.
All right. So that's your intro.
I think we're good.
All right.
Good.
Are we on air on your side? Are we on air on your side?
I know it's been to her.
Milady. Am I on? Are we on air?
We're good. We're finally good.
Are we?
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Wait. Hold on. I'm.
Finally. It's been so long.
Hello. Hold on. All right. Hello. Hello. Can you hear me? Wait, you're down deafen.
All
right.
Oh yeah, I was just testing it.
All right,
okay,
yeah.
So good news is, we're good. We're completely good. We're fantastic.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and put a new audio output capture because apparently sometimes which software do you use to stream? I use Streamlabs.
Signs in that. I just can't be bothered learning it.
Yeah.
I just do like the basic.
Yeah. I do Streamlabs OBS, but yeah. All right. I believe everything is fixed now.
All right, fantastic.
All right. So sorry about that. All right. I need to go ahead and click into your Twitch real quick.
Oh, it's in my Discord.
Okay, yeah.
Actually.
I just need to remember. I'm just.
Hello, Hexy.
Hello. Wait, what side is he on? Mine or yours?
Mine. Mine.
Hey, yo, Hexy. We're just trying to figure out. This one's gonna run a little longer because we're kind of idiots in the beginning. That's the.
Because I was an idiot, and I was an idiot, and I scheduled it wrong.
And I was an idiot by like by not having the Twitch open. Hold on.
That's not bad though.
But yeah, I didn't mess up too badly yet. I hope your base likes me at least somewhat.
But we're fine.
But yeah. Wait. Would it technically? All right. Can you please just DM me a link? Why is it that it's not letting me open up your bio? Okay, never mind. It's now letting me do this. I just felt silly for clicking on the watch now to the show that I'm already on.
I'm just naturally silly.
I'm also naturally silly too. But yeah, I'm just gonna have it on and paused or muted because what would be worse than two versions of myself talking again? Three would be worse than two at this point. But yeah. So those of you who do not know me yet, aka Wonder's Base, in case anyone who isn't Hexy is in her. Sorry! I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Her, yeah. But yeah. I also need to pull up my sheet. Hold on. The whole, question sheet.
Hello, Rex. Hello, Rememberton, the goat.
Alrighty.
I love Rememberton.
Yeah. So, we already got done with the whole, what is your name, what are your pronouns, and what is your social media?
I can do it again if you want.
Yes, let's do that again, just in case.
Right. Hello, everyone. Hi. I am Wonders. I'm eating, sorry.
That's
my bad.
Fine. I have my cup of noodles in my hand, too. It's fine.
Yeah, I just came back from work and my dad's like, I got this chocolate and I got a banana fritter and I got this and like I got a Pepsi as well and like you want it and I'm like, oh yes, please.
Damn, I
So I'm
only
eating.
have a cup of noodles.
I'm having I'm having a whole feast right now, right after work, and it's like almost 12.
um,
But
you chose
I'm
this
wonders
slot,
I
not you chose this time, not me. By the way.
yeah, I'm wonders. I'm a trans voice actress, artist, therapist friend, and friendly funkin' modder. I go by she her pronouns, and I'm happy to be on this stream. I have a Twitter. It's sorry, oh god, my voice.
Oh,
It's it's underscore one at capital W wonders with two S's.
oh, YouTube
Uh,
can barely hear me for some odd reason. Ah, all right. Um,
there's
I'm gonna. What I'm gonna do is
there's the link.
put your side down. And then uh, I don't know why I'm robotic. Can you hear me just fine? Wonders.
No,
All right.
no.
Hmm. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and do a new audio input capture too. Remove.
Mm-hmm. Right. Let, let me just check Bane's good. Hold on.
Um.
Wait, right, okay, I think that's good. Um. Oh
Hey
yeah.
yo. Hey yo.
All
I'm
right. Okay.
testing audio right now. All
Mm-hmm.
right.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
I literally once said testing 1, 2, 3, testing 3, 4, 5 because I felt like being silly. But yeah, let's actually continue with the show
Yeah,
now.
finally.
No more bullshit shenanigans. But
No
alrighty,
more, no more silliness.
no more silliness. But I am rebellious pastry. Pronouns are
Mhm.
they, them, theirs, or any neo pronouns or it. Um, I am a storytime animator who does stream shows on the side because animation takes way too long. And and yeah, so today we're going to be interviewing our lovely lady um on on her hobby of voice acting.
Mhm.
I just tend to say voice acting, not actressing. All right,
Yeah,
but yeah.
voice actressing.
so so we already answered the whole what is your hobby question. So how did you find voice acting?
So with voice acting, oh, I'm gonna be eating and stuff all over the place a lot. So
Ah,
pardon me.
all right.
Anyway, but with voice acting, I think with voice acting, I'm a very like in real life, I'm a very like energetic person. Like I'm always like loud, talk so fast, like in your face, that kind of stuff. So
Same.
like the building blocks were there, and but I never tried anything like that big until like I think it was last year, where my friend Mustard started doing a lot of voice acting stuff because they're genuinely talented. Like they're a genuinely talented person at voice acting. Because they did a lot of like Sonic.exe kind of voices, and I'm their best friend, so I'm like, I could try that out as well. So I went to FL Studio, tried some effects out, and everyone loved it. And like after I did like some like Sonic.exe stuff, like it was basically just just like memes, like animation memes. I did voices of, but I've been getting a bit better slowly over time with like more serious roles. And very recently, I got into a Scott Pilgrim dub where I actually did Scott, and with Scott, it was actually quite like similar to my normal voice. This is my normal voice right now, and when I do Scott, I'm Scott Pilgrim. I got you guys. I got you covered. So like I just an American version of my voice. So But
Yeah.
I had a really fun time doing it, and it's a more like serious role that I did instead of just like memes. But
Alrighty. Yeah, let me go
mhm.
ahead and just continue by saying both chats, please feel free to ask questions to our lovely lady wonders.
Mhm.
Um so after we're done with our preset questions, we'll go ahead and go back through both chats and see see like what questions you've asked us and asked wonders because if you thought this was the Q&A, nah man, that's next week. No joke, we're literally having a Q&A
You're
next.
all week behind.
But yeah, so for my side, I'm gonna say please either do the donut emoji or say at rebellious pastry. For Wonder's side, I'm gonna be like, please say at Wonders or donut emoji. Thank you.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, since I don't think
Mm.
at rebellious pastry would illuminate in colorful colors for you. I feel like it'd be more like um I feel like it'd be more um
Mhm.
plain. But I have no idea how Twitch works, so yeah.
I mean,
But that's
I would,
not
I would.
but that's
Oh,
not
sorry.
my concern for right now
Mhm.
because we're literally on a hobby interview show on both sides.
Yep.
But um so why are you interested in it? Slash why do you do it?
Hmm. Well, so I just the thing with me is with voice acting, and I want to be a person that can do a lot of like good things like at once because like basically like a jack of all trades essentially. Because I'll do like our voice acting, coding. I do a coding course for like university, right? Um, and I'm doing that for university because like I couldn't be bothered learning coding at home with like voice acting. Like I can just do that at home easily, and I want to be like a jack of all trades. I want to like be good at a lot of different things. So because like I've been inspired by people like Jake Neutron for example, who's very good at a lot of different things, and I want to be like that because I want to be like like a one man army.
One man, you're a lady.
One lady army, one woman army.
Yeah.
They do a lot of different things, and and just doing VA is quite fun. I do like it a lot.
Yeah. I definitely feel like um doing what you love is important. That is why I'm
Hmm.
on this thing. So how much does it cost? So like this would include like the cost of your computer, the cost of your mic, the cost of
Hmm.
literally any piece of equipment. Like just imagine you're starting from nothing and
Hmm.
you're now all of a sudden being like, "Hey, I want to become a voice actress or voice actor." I like
Um.
voice actor better, but that's beside the point.
Mhm. Well, the thing is, it's gonna be a lot because I've got a custom built PC that I built in like August of 2020. So that's already like £1,000 because my budget was like it was like I think it's like $1,200, right? Let's just say about that, right? So $1,200 or like £1,000 for the PC, which I built myself. I did all my research, right? And then it's about like 110, £20 for the mic, which is a
what
Blue Yeti.
what kind of mic? Oh yeah, Blue Yeti.
It's
And
a
then
Blue Yeti.
is there any way that you can translate into like US currency real quick?
I think it's like about 100, 110 minutes. I feel like 130, $140, I'd say.
All right.
So
Um
there's that as well. And that's like lots of people can use like the snowball mic, which is like a little tiny one. It's like a circle. But I'm like the full on like Blue Yeti mic, the more expensive one. And I have a little pop filter as well for I think about I'd say about $12.
yeah,
And that
I personally have the Blue Yeti Nano.
mm,
But yeah,
right.
I have the smaller one just
Mhm.
because it's easier to transport.
it's a lot of money. I originally had. I'm gonna get sidetracked. I'm so sorry.
That's fine.
Um,
And then
but
also
it's
include
like,
the price of your software too, if you
mm,
don't use Audacity.
I do use Audacity actually. I do. It depends. It depends what I do because like before I bought a Blue Yeti, I used my mic that I'm using right now, which is just like a standard headset, which was £30. So I just say like $40, $50. Um, I just used that, and because it's not the best, I used OBS and I used filters to make it sound bearable. And that was like a lot of like the early VA stuff before I got a filter, a mic, sorry.
So,
Um,
what software do you use and how much does that cost?
Uh, I think okay. So for the regular, like for the Scott Pilgrim dub, I just did Audacity, and I would just do like Audacity. I'd record it, and I would do like a compressor, limiter, normalize. So for that, for a standard voice, it's just that, right? But for like the effects, I would record in Audacity, make it sound cleaner, and I'd go into FL Studio, and start messing around. And if I didn't pirate it, it would be quite costly. But I did pirate it, so it didn't cost me anything, thankfully.
All right.
So
Since we do not since we do not encourage illegal actions on this, can you please include the price of that software?
oh yeah, apologies. Um, so I think it's about 80. Oh no, but it's like I think it's like 100 and like. I'm gonna guess like probably like $200. That's like a rough guess of mine. It's expensive. I mean, FL Studio is good, but it's expensive. So one time purchase though, thankfully. It's not like a subscription. I do have like an outdated version of FL Studio as well. So
My
it did
goodness.
need
Software
to go with
is
the price.
software is so expensive in general.
I know, but glory
Ah.
happiness.
Yeah. Um
Mm-hmm.
but um so just like so so you're looking at like a 2.5K in the US,
Oh
correct? Or
God, yeah,
abouts
yeah, it's so expensive.
for
Yeah.
the top of the line stuff. All right, I'm just going to say
Mhm.
this. So like I have an $800 um an $800 computer, $80
Mm.
mic, and a free software for my
Mm-hmm.
stuff. But yeah, and then do you make money off of it?
Not no, not yet. I would think. I mean, I think if I got into more like a really professional role, it would pay me. But at the minute, it's just free stuff. It's just for fun. It's just to get my name out there, honestly. Because like I'm not that big of like a icon yet, like a personality, like actor. You feel like I'm not that big yet. But I do want to be big, but not just nothing yet. So it's all just like free work.
And then the second question was what are your Okay, I'm going to reword the second question. But the original wording was do you have plans to? Okay, I'm just going to keep that wording. Do you have plans to?
Um. It just depends where I go, like with my roles, because I think eventually I may, because I think with like I started doing voice acting, I think about April of last year, I think, and so I've been building myself up like slowly to the point where I'm actually getting like actual dubs. So I think see if I keep going with that, I eventually probably like will get into like a paid role, but I'm not too sure though.
Ooh.
I could do commissions, but it's like I'm not a big fan of like I don't know, I'm not a big fan of doing commissions because I feel like I don't think my voice acting is like premium kind of like pay me money for this, you know.
Yeah, and then this is kind of like one of the questions that are going to be like might go ahead and like I definitely remember on my episode when I did a reverse for animation. This one was like holy crap. But how many hours a week do you typically spend on slash with it? On it would be more
this is a
more
fun one.
applicable. Yeah, I know,
This
right?
is it's such a fun answer because the thing is, right, you'd think from an outside perspective it's like, oh, I'm gonna just do I'm gonna do this line in one take and that's it and it's done. It's like people would think I record the whole Scott Pilgrim dub in a matter of like a day. It took me several days, all right, because the thing is, my main weakness as a voice actress, sorry, is even though I can do lines right, my speaking is horrible because I can slow my words and I speak too fast, and that's not because of like, I mean, it kind of is like stage fright, but it's also like I have genuine speaking problems, which is
Yeah.
fantastic paired with a voice actress. So that's why I do like takes over and over and over again.
Here's a
I'm also a perfectionist.
here's a here's a here's the silver lining of having so many mistakes. You can take all of your funniest mistakes and then put them all in a compilation and post it.
I've got so much of them. I actually could do that. I could genuinely do that.
Like, imagine just you like doing like a blooper video here and there.
I wouldn't mind doing that. Actually, you're just giving me the idea. I could do
Yeah,
that, to be honest.
people love seeing people mess up. I swear.
But yeah, it takes so long because of the outtakes. There's so
But
many. Like,
yeah,
I'm such a perfectionist.
yeah. So like when I'm asking about like how many hours a week do you averagely spend recording? This includes like getting on your computer and loading your things.
Well, that I just say it's like 10 seconds, but for the actual like full on voice acting, I'd say like uh, well, mm, I would say about 3 hours maybe a week, maybe like 4 or 5 max.
Okay, yeah, that seems reasonable. You seem to have more
Mhm.
obligations, so that makes sense.
Yeah. It's like a little hobby for me. Yeah, it's a hobby because it's the hobby interview show.
Yeah,
But yeah,
but there is definitely a potential to have it be your full-time job.
maybe. I've got a lot of options. Like I'm really wanting to like, but should I talk about this because I'm not sure if I should get too personal, but it's like it's what I want to do with like my career. It's like
Yeah,
get into well, it's not, I don't think it's that personal because it's more of a general thing, but it's like I want to do like a lot like game design kind of stuff, so that's why like I'm doing a lot of different things like art, animation, voice acting, and so forth, and coding
yeah.
because I want to make my own games.
So on the episode on Wednesday with Hexy, I was talking
Hmm.
about how much of a train wreck I was with coding
Mm.
because he had to go eat something. But yeah. Um so how easy is it to have other hobbies on top of voice acting?
um well, it depends because like the thing is that like I was talking about like the jack of all trades thing.
Mhm.
And like my friend keeps telling me it's like yeah, you know it's no like the ending the end of that like saying is, and I'm like what, and it's like jack of all trades and master of none. So like while I manage like a lot of different things, I'm not gonna be like a master of all of them. So it can be a bit demotivating. Like I can be like I can be quite a perfectionist. So like my art may not be the best, and I'll kick myself repeatedly for it. But
Yeah.
you just keep trying. You just keep trying, you know. So it can be quite hard to do more hobbies because you might think it's not going to be good, but at the end of the day, like if you just like it's not your first try is not going to be good. So you just keep going, and eventually it'll be something you'll appreciate.
Yeah. So you would say it's like harder to have other hobbies on top of voice acting?
Um, maybe it depends like how you feel about that kind of hobby. If it's something that's like fairly harmless, I don't think it'll be that bad. But like, if it's something like art, then it can be a bit hard. Yeah.
And then so these are newer questions that I added because of last week. Um
Hmm.
is would you consider voice acting as a social hobby, or is it more of like one of those hobbies where like you pretty much just sit at a desk and just not work with others?
Um, I mean, for like, for me, being like an amateur, I would definitely just sitting at my desk and just like, just turning on my OBS, turning on my Audacity and my mic and just going at it like over and over again. But I think for the more professional ones, it's like actually like recording studios with like other people.
Yeah.
So,
And
mhm.
do you feel like you do a lot of projects with other people or not? Just as a
um,
clarifying question.
in terms of voice acting, though, again, I would just do a lot of memes like on my own, like with like, I just like, oh, that's kind of cool, because like I could dub that, and I did do it. I put it in Twitter or TikTok, and that's kind of that.
Because
Recently, I had
yeah,
mm?
continue.
like re-
Continue.
recently, I have been a bit like, I've been working with people a little bit more. Like I do like I get an additional voice in to help me. And with the Scott Pilgrim dub, that's like a whole like range of
Do a lot of
voices that like
memes like on
also
my own,
like
like with like I just like, oh, that's kind
record
of
lines
cool
and
because
that.
like
It's separate for that part, but it's still like the same voice. It's still like different voices like in the same video.
Yeah. Um so like as what I think when it comes to voice acting, I personally could see how it could be either or. Because like
Mm-hmm.
there are some people who tend to voice act a lot for different projects. Like I've personally done lines for Hexy before. I've done lines for like different odd and end shows. Um
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's like it could definitely be like either way, because you could just be voice acting for yourself, or you could be a part of a bigger project.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that's what I want to go for, the bigger projects one day. Like, but
I've done
now
lines
I'm just
for
like
like
slowly
different.
climbing up, because again, my friend Mustard, like, who is my main inspiration, he's like significantly better at it than me. Well, sorry. It's hard getting used to it, but they're significantly better at voice acting than me. But one day I hope that I'll get to their level, and I'll really get into. I'll go even higher, and I'll get into the more professional stuff. But who knows?
Yeah,
A part
yeah,
a
that
part of like
yeah,
a part of like voice acting right now is because I'm trans. I do a bit of voice training. So I can get a more like feminine kind of voice. So it kind of adds on to that as well. Like right now I'm like very tired, so like I can't be bothered putting it on. But if I wanted to, and give me a second, if I wanted to, I could put on this kind of voice, and it makes me sound a bit more feminine and girly. But I don't think I can do it for long because it kind of strains my throat. But I hope I could do this more one day because it makes me feel a little bit more comfy.
yeah.
You know?
Please note that I feel like with with your base would put up with you no matter what. With
Mm-hmm.
mine, like with my base, it's definitely like from my experiences, they don't care what gender you are. They just
Mm-hmm.
want you to go ahead and be nice to me and be nice to them.
Of course, I'll be nice to you.
Yeah. Um, and then was that it for that question?
Yeah,
Or did
sure.
I accidentally interrupt you?
No, I just ramble on for ages.
Yeah, that's kind of good for these shows, though. Like the more you
Mm.
ramble, the more information you can give to people who are thinking about this hobby.
Mm-hmm.
Um, is it easy to work with others?
Um, Again, I'm throwing generic answers, but it depends, because when I am working with others, it's in the lower scale, it's like again, I'll just like ask for like someone's like lines, like, oh, can you voice this character? And like, oh yeah, sure. And like, I think after a few days, I just give the lines and I just edit it in, right? Like no problem. But if someone's directing it, like with Scott Pilgrim, I have to think about like when does this have to begin for like would this like do my lines have to play off someone else and just that kind of stuff? Because I remember like I was looking over some videos. I was looking over the video, the actual dub, and I saw and like some of my lines like didn't really play off of like other people, so I had to go and re-record that part.
Yeah. I so like my personal experience, that there's definitely a lot of re-recording.
Mm-hmm.
Ah. But yeah,
Again.
so how has voice acting helped you? And when I ask this, I'm asking about like physically, mentally, like anything.
Physically, physically it's been quite good because with when I do my female voices, it really helps. Like, it's basically my voice training because I'm a very lazy person and like I won't voice train in my own time because I just do other stuff where I just
Same.
sit in bed and do nothing. But like when I do a lot of like female voices, like with I like and last year I streamed all the Mori, and there's girl characters. So like for like Aubrey, I'd do like a girl voice. That was like my voice training for the day. So physically, it's like it's actually helped my throat muscles quite a bit.
I personally refuse to voice any female characters because it brings on
Mhm.
dysphoria for me.
Yeah, that's fair. Cause I've been my dysphoria is like a very it's a really weird one. I don't mind voicing male characters because it's a strength of mine, but I also don't mind voicing female characters, even though I'm not the best at it. The thing is, I do my femme voice, and everyone's like, "Wow, that's so cool!" And I'm like, I don't hear that.
Yeah.
But with mentally, it's giving me a better sense of pride because a lot of a lot of my insecurities of like what am I actually good at, and with voice acting it's like it's a strength, it can be a strength of mine, so it gives me more of like a like I think to feel happy about that I'm good at this thing and I can keep going, I can get better at it. And plus with the femme voice, everyone like a lot of people really like it, so it gives me a bit more like confidence, like a bit more pride.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, is there anything else you wish to say for that question?
um I think as well, again, I want to get, I do want to like have like a bigger following. So like when I post all my stuff on like Twitter or TikTok, it can blow up. One of my Sonic.exe dubs like blew up on Twitter like insane. It got like 1,000 likes, and I was like, wow.
Wow.
And I got like 100 followers, and that was like that was like moment of the week, moment of the month, more like, and that was like I was just so happy about that.
Wow. Um, so let's see here. What are some of the downsides with voice acting? Because um regardless of what people think, there's always going to be a downside.
Yeah. Cause yeah, there are downsides. There are certainly downsides. Um, it can be quite time consuming because like again, I'm a huge perfectionist, so I'm gonna like go at it over and over and over again with like the takes and stuff like that, and I'm just not gonna get it right. So I'll be going at it like so many different times, so many different takes, and because I'm such a perfectionist, I'll eventually get it, or I'll just be like this'll do, screw it.
Yeah,
Um,
I definitely feel like that can sometimes be like the case.
it also as well like I remember when I finished the Scott Pilgrim dub, I ruined my throat for the night, and I was like I'm not doing anything else. I was like I'm gonna barely talk, and just sleep. So
Oh,
there was that
wow.
as well.
Yeah.
Like it's strain your throat. It depends what voice you're doing, but if I'm doing like a female voice, it will strain my throat even faster.
Oh
But
man.
if it's something like Scott Pilgrim, then it's not that bad.
So as far as like me, I personally like it also strains my throat to go too high in pitch.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like I've done it before, but it just doesn't make me feel good. Both like
Mm-hmm.
gender wise and or lack
Mm-hmm.
of gender wise in my experiences, but like I definitely don't like it when when I sound or feel too femme.
Yeah. Um, cause your voice cannot sound like sometimes you feel like your voice doesn't sound like that good compared to it, and you can get it kind of feel down. Cause again, I'm under my film voice, like it feels quite cheap, and even though other people don't think that, like I think that, it's like a self perception kind of thing, and I don't know, it's just I just feel like I can do better with it, but
Would
hopefully like I can get better with it.
all right. I'm so like is that it for that question?
Um. I was gonna say one more thing. What was it? With the whole like follower thing and like getting a bigger following, you can go like too far with it and like you're like, oh, I need followers, I crave followers. Like you can get into a really like addictive mindset, and that's something you certainly want to avoid. Because like if you get some attention with voice acting, that kind of stuff, you kind of want to keep going and push yourself to make more content. And I think that's not the way to go. Like there's better things in life than social media and all that kind of stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
don't push yourself.
Just so you know, I was kind of a dumbass and just now put your Twitch in there. Um,
Oh, that's fine.
but yeah, can you please also put my YouTube in yours?
Yeah, it's in my it's in the stream
Description.
info.
All
Yeah, it's in
right.
the description.
Alrighty. I tend to like to post it in the chat. Jeez. I I
Mm-hmm.
sometimes trip on my own words even when I'm doing improv like this.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I can
Oh
relate so hard.
man.
I'm so tired as well.
Yeah. Um
No,
and if you needed an earlier time, I would have given you an earlier time because this
no, it's
is
fine.
an off.
I was working, so like I could not let another time. It's fine.
Yeah. I was let's see. What yeah. I was giving you whatever time you want since this is a bonus episode.
Hmm. No,
But
it's
yeah.
okay.
Um
I'll be live. I'll be fine. I'm not gonna pass out. Hopefully.
yeah. Now here's the $1,000,000 question.
Mm.
Um let's see here. All right, sorry. I gotta. All right, I need to ignore my DMs for now. All right, now here is the $1,000,000 question.
Oh, here we
Would
go.
Would you recommend voice acting to others?
Ah, okay. This is $1,000,000 question. Um,
You could
it's
either go
it's
with like a yes route, no route, or it depends.
oh, I've said depends too many times to be honest. Um, I
Yeah.
would say yes because it's one of those like creative skills you can do. Because because voice acting it can be a bit undermined and like because like people be like, oh, it's not like you're not seeing me, you're not, it's like it's not actual like acting, like live action kind of acting, but like you have no idea like the amount of stuff that goes into voice acting, like the amount of like genuinely talented voice actors like is baffling. Again, my friend Mustard, they're so fucking talented at it. Oh, sorry, they're so talented at it, and it's like, and the range they have is like genuinely insane. So it's another one of those like creative skills you can have, and it can go really, you can go really far with it. So like, if you like, it can also like build confidence as well. like in you and in your voice. It's like a lot of shy people can do like voice acting and like and come out a bit more confident and a bit more like loud and clear. So I would recommend it. It can be really fun.
So you do recommend it?
Mm-hmm. I know a bunch of friends who like I've just started voice acting. Like one of my friends who on Scott Pilgrim dub plays a character, and like that's like his first voice acting thing. He had like a ton of fun doing it, and it was like that's awesome.
Alrighty, and so since that's the end of the preset questions, everyone who is in the donut batch, and do you have a name for your base? Wonders.
Just the wonder the what do I call it? There's the Wonders base,
All right, so
Wonders headquarters.
so donut batch and the wonder base, wonders base. Feel free to ask questions now. I'm gonna just go spouting off questions, but but now that we have all the preset ones out of the way, I'm gonna prioritize the chat questions.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna scroll up to make sure none of the chats have any questions. Nope, not yet. But
We'll get some.
so not yet from your side either. So my first question is, do you definitely feel like how you're do you feel like how you're feeling mentally affects your recordings? Does how you're feeling mentally
yes.
affect your recordings?
Cause like see if like my parents are like if my parents are like talking whatever in the background, I can quite feel like a bit of pressure. Well, I wouldn't say pressure, but like oh like they can hear me kind of stuff. So like I'll be a bit quieter, I'll be a bit more reserved. The thing is, if no one's home, I will just go off the walls like and say like I'll put like proper energy into it.
Yeah. Do you feel like there's a better time of day for you to record versus other times of day? Like, do you feel
Well,
better when you
I
record in the
wouldn't.
morning or at night?
Thing is, I think the night can be good for me. I'm well, not now because I'm tired as hell, but like I can work better in the night sometimes. Because I remember like when I did scripting for videos, I would like work at like one in the morning to 4 in the morning, and I'd actually like start working in that time.
Jeez,
But
I would go ballistic if I was
mhm.
up 1 to 4 a.m.
Oh, that was just summer for me, honestly. And well, I wonder if I'll get back into that like this summer, but we'll see. But for a lot of my VA right now, I think it's like between, I would say like evening kind of time. So it's like I'd say about like between like uh 5 o'clock and like 8 o'clock. I'd say not like
Yeah,
10 o'clock.
yeah. As for me, I personally can't stand doing things at night that I like don't want to necessarily do.
Mm-hmm.
I personally would rather like um for me just like how I am, I personally have more energy in the morning and then it decreases as the
Mm.
day goes on.
Yeah, the thing is, I wish I could wake up more in the morning, honestly. But it just, I was like. Because like waking up at 9 in the morning it actually feels quite nice because like oh I can be quite productive today and I probably will actually no seeing time I'm not sure I'll be up at 9 in the morning like tomorrow but it does feel nice waking up at 9 in the morning and maybe like going out a walk that's like I'm like peak productive right now but I can
Yeah.
do a lot of myself in the afternoon.
I'm DMing you the times in my time zone um of
Mhm.
like when we're gonna like when the show roughly when the actual show roughly started and when I am hoping for it when I'm gonna plan for it to end. So,
Okay.
um just translate that. But yeah, so um do you feel all right, so this is going to be more of a trans question. As
Mhm.
far as like the trans questions go, only go as deep as you feel comfortable with, okay?
I don't really mind, honestly.
So how much do you feel like dysphoria affects your recording?
Um, Not too much because I wouldn't think too much because I can feel quite envious of other people like the bit like how they actually like they physically look because I feel like I can act quite feminine enough like through my text and that and like even when I'm confident with someone I can my voice can like lean more on the feminine side with voice acting. It's I tap into like, a more masculine side, just like a masculine kind of range. Um, which can be good for a role because like you're playing for acting in general, you're playing a role and it's not and it may not even that true to yourself. Like you're playing a whole different person. So like and plus many actors and actresses play like different genders um like Bart Simpson's voiced by a woman, for example, right?
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, so like no matter what gender I am, I will play like, different roles, like different genders, that kind of stuff. And I just what acting is. So I don't mind it too much. Like it doesn't really it's not really linked to my dysphoria, so that's good.
So this is going to be more of a specific question. But
Hmm.
do you sometimes feel dysphoria when you're trying to voice yourself insert character?
Um, Actually, yes, yes. I actually okay, that's like the one exception because I've tried to record it for like for any Funkin' mods, like my own voice, and like it just doesn't turn out the best. And I'm like, oh, I could have done it better. Like even I've tried before, like try to pitch up on Audacity, like by like 5%, and it
Oh
still wasn't
yeah.
turning well, and I feel kind of bad over it. At the end of the
Yeah.
day, end of the day, it does encourage me to try to voice train more, but like I'm lazy, so it only goes so far.
I'm
So.
also very
No.
lazy with voice training.
Hmm.
I'm like so I feel like wait, with voice training, is it like very similar going up versus down with voice
It's
training or no? Like is
what
it
what do
very
you
similar like how you do it or no?
yeah. Well, there's very like specific exercises that kind of like to help your help with the muscles in your throat and that kind of stuff. I think it's different for because I'm gonna guess you're going for like masculine like a more masculine kind of voice.
Yeah,
Kind of like. Mhm.
I like you want your voice to go higher. I want mine to go lower.
We are not the same.
I
But
just yeah.
mhm. It's different processes for like for each gender, but it's kind of the same like like kind of like we both want to like alter our throat muscles, so it's that kind of thing.
Yeah. Just I want to go lower and you want to go higher.
Oh, I'd love that.
Yeah, same here, honestly.
Hmm.
To go lower. But yeah.
Thing is like. Hmm.
So all right, I'm going to do you want to continue on with this question or do you want to go on with the next one?
Uh, I'll keep it going. I'll keep the question going. But it's like yeah, with like it's like with like just where like I would like even though like I can do like male voices just fine. With this voice, like oh the things that I would do for a naturally femme voice, the things I would do.
Yeah, I would definitely love it if my voice went like a few pitches deeper.
And it's like it's not like you're trying to do it. It just like it's like your normal speaking voice.
Mm, yeah. Um So would you say mine tends to be like on the scale of mask, which is I'm gonna say on the scale of 1, which is mask, and 10 being femme. What would you say my voice is? Be honest.
Um, and when I say this, it's like it's no hard feelings. Like you are you're fantastic as whatever gender you are, and I fully support you 100%. So between 1 to 10, I would say, hmm, your voice isn't like total femme, to be honest. Like I detect a bit of like androgynous, like hints and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So between 1 and 10, I'd probably say like a 5, I think.
Yeah, that would have been probably better than like what I would have said if I were to record my voice and play it back.
Oh yeah, I think it's like yeah, that's the thing. Cause like you will like with voice acting. Here's the thing as well. Like you'll like it's like part of my stage fright. But basically, like, you'll say it out loud without recording. It's like, oh, that sounds like a perfect line. Then you say it, then you play it back, and it's like, oh, that's awful.
Yeah. Do you All right, so you know how like people tend to flinch when they record their own voice and play it back?
Mm.
Do you flinch more or less as the more times you voice record?
Definitely more because I can like the more I do it, like the more I kind of like lose that steam, like I kind of like, lose that spark, and it's just like oh, it just gets worse and worse, and I'm like oh. 'Cause I think with the Scott Pilgrim dub, like for the last few lines, I had to do so many takes on it. I'm just like, please just let me just do this so I can go to bed now.
Yeah. And do you so like if one is supposed or if one is doing like do you so if your script is longer, do you tend to feel tired out by the
Definitely more
end?
tired out, yeah, because the script for the last few lines in the Scott Pilgrim was were quite long, because it was him like blabbering on about stuff. It was like he was basically like his own little world. So I had to do a lot of takes now, and the takes I usually did a lot of them because I'd mess up one word. Like for example, in one of the lines, like Scott says like daily limit, but because I speak so fast, I just did like daily limit. So I would do it so many different days again, like and I'm like, and after I screwed up, right, I'm like I'd go like daily limit, and I call it like daily limit. I'm
Yeah.
like, damn it,
Oh man.
it's so bad.
Do you
It's because of my
think
speaking.
Yeah. Do you think you would feel better about all the mistakes if you were to just edit them all together and put it in a video?
It would, yeah, I would feel better for us. Hold on, it would. Oh, my mic. Oh, my mic's working. Okay. It would make for a fun video, so it would all pay off. So yeah, I actually will consider doing that.
I've done it
What was
before,
it?
but it
Mm,
got less views than what I normally did.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Um.
But then again, if your base is truly your base, then they'll pretty much set through almost anything you do.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um
Yeah. What was I gonna say? In the whole outtakes thing. Uh. Oh, actually, no. Yeah. I think with like all the I like the outtakes that. A thing that kind of helps me because I speak so fast, it got to the point where I like, looked up like how to speak slowly, and there was like different like techniques there. Like one technique was like speak like you're typing out a word. So like, and I'm so thankful that I'm not like actual like live action acting, because if you saw me do that, I would just look so weird, like I'm typing in the air as I'm talking, because just so I can slow my words down.
So now I have a question for you specifically. And I feel like I tend to go the opposite way. But do you tend to sometimes like use Audacity to like slow yourself down, like edit edit it slower? Like have you ever considered doing like a tone, like not tone, or like it's not
Like
speed,
speeds.
because speed, if you were to go ahead and edit speed, then it would edit both pitch and
Yeah,
tempo.
I think it's
Tempo's the right
tempo.
word.
Tempo.
Tempo. Have you considered changing tempo to make yourself go slower?
Um, it's an idea, but I've not done it because it wouldn't sound right, I think. So I'm just like it's not worth it. Like plus like the more I do like VA, like the more I do VA, I feel like I'll get more used to like the slower the slower kind of like speed of like speaking. So hopefully like doing more VA will like actually like help me like get better control of my voice.
So why do you tend
Is
to speak fast?
it's I've had problems like I've had it my whole life like the like speaking problems like I went to speech therapy when I was very young, and like clearly it clearly didn't work. So but I just don't I don't know if it's like a genetics thing or it's like a thing I was like born like into, or I don't know.
Um,
But
if
it's been there for a while.
yeah, like speech problems can go ahead and come from genetics by all means.
Mm. Yeah.
But yeah, no, like for whatever reason, when you said you tend to speak fast or quicker, I thought
Mhm.
for whatever reason I thought it was due to nerves.
Um, it can be actually, yeah, because you were saying like can you your voice acting can be worse depending on your emotions. Like if I feel like when I was working today, like I felt like I was like constant like I honestly felt like I was hyper like kind of hyper like overloaded, and like so like
Yeah.
if I did that, like, if I was feeling like that, like my voice would go like much quicker because I feel like so like I've got so much adrenaline in myself. Like if
So
I'm relaxed, I'm gonna speak slower.
so do you tend to feel better when you do when you do voice recording or when you do streams?
Um, hmm, that's a good one because maybe streams because with voice recording, I'm very picky over what I like or what goes in like whatever I'm doing. Because I'll do it over and over again and I'll play it back. I'm like, can I say this word better, or can I do like the tone better? But with the streams, like once I've said it right, and maybe like I'll clip it and I'll look back and I'm like, oh, I could I like that's like this is not the best.
Let's just say if the batch were to take all of my misspeaks and edit them all together, that would be a lot of But when it comes to being on air, I tend to feel like I could make fun of myself more for them. It's just like, oh man, I
Yeah.
was such an idiot there.
It's like also but like the thing is I will say that like the audio issues on stream are nowhere near but as like as consistent as like audio when I'm recording. Because the audio when I'm recording can be a bit hit or miss. Like with the Scott Pilgrim one, like I was like the audio was not the best. But, like when I'm streaming, I have to manage so many different things, and it's a nightmare.
Yeah. Um. So yeah, I just feel like the answer might be different too, because like I personally think I tend to do better with improv in general.
Mm-hmm.
So like the scripting
Yeah.
pieces. So like I for this coming video after April Fools, I'm gonna
Hmm.
be I tried chopping the script in half and recording some and then like taking a break and then recording the
Mm.
other half in like two files and then merging them.
All right.
But yeah. That's definitely one of the main channel goals of this year for me.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Since I got like the it was before we knew each other. But like I did a survey at the end of or in the beginning of 23, basically
Mm-hmm.
being like, "Yo, what can I work on?" And almost all of them was like about like how how I am with scripts. So I'm gonna hopefully
Mm-hmm.
find a way to fix that. So like
Yeah,
what
feedback
is
do be
your
good.
what is your own personal like what is the hardest thing about voice recording for you or VAing?
I, it's absolutely like my speaking issues. It's like the main thing that holds me back.
Yeah. I feel like if you were to go ahead and like do oh, do you feel like you would you would end up making like a blooper video at least once a week,
Mm,
or
that's not a bad idea.
or
Or
or would it be once a month? I feel like with what you're
once a month,
saying, I feel
probably.
like it would be like once a week.
I would just like get enough clips, and I'm like, is this enough clips? And I'm like, yeah, and I'd compile them all together, and I'm like, bingo.
Yeah, I feel like that would be like a good way of like laughing more and being less upset.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah. Also, make it an actual thing.
yeah. Um, and people also like to make other, or also like to watch others mess up. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, for me, I personally feel like a big component is like more of like voice dysphoria. Definitely
Mm-hmm.
is a factor.
Yeah.
Um, also, donut batch and imagine if I just said wonders batch. That would really fit in with your channel's
Wonder
theme
Batch.
very much, but I'm just gonna do it. Hey, Wonders Batch, do you have any questions for your fair lady?
Mm-hmm. Your favorite, your absolute favorite.
I said
I
fair
I
lady. Your fair lady.
I stream only FNF mods. I get nothing back. Oh no.
um,
No, I usually have like a co-host on for my streams now.
and
Because I need a co-host at this point. Like I can't with myself I can play off myself like fairly well, but like I need a co-host at this point.
but yeah. What is your biggest difficulty with streaming?
Um, I think I was right there. I think it was like actually like getting someone to like do it with me.
So like so
Is
like you have a lot of dead air issues.
I don't think it's dead air. Like I can do it myself just fine. I think, but like I just prefer doing it with someone else because back when I started shooting for like just because like why not? I would do it myself. But like the more the thing is, see if I'm doing like an independent playthrough, like a Mori for example, I will play myself, and I choose to play myself. But if I'm playing like Friday Funkin' mods, I'll get a friend on and like me and him like it's like it has to be him and, I'm not gonna stream unless he's gonna be there, you know.
So is that why you had the mom grab that camera?
Or the mom get the camera.
Yeah.
I remember that I just called it that because I thought like it was when I was like starting to stream and like I just called like mom get the camera. And it was like, and I was like, what would be a good channel name for streaming? And I'm like, that's good enough, and I call it that. And one of my friends joined, and it's like, why is it called Mom Got the Camera? And it was so funny, guys. I explain it to him.
Now here's a question that I'm gonna add to the asking sheet that I can't believe I haven't already asked.
Oh my god.
How long have you been voice acting? I swear.
Uh,
That should be on the sheet. What am I doing with my life?
that's for next time. That's for like the next. That's for like the next person that we're learning very slowly.
No,
I think I started.
literally 14 episodes, and yeah, I did not have that as the default. But to be fair, most people tend to say that from the get go with the whole like
Mhm.
most people tend to say it with like the why are you interested in it? But yeah.
Uh,
But yeah,
um,
continue.
I said it before. I actually mentioned it briefly. I started with voice acting about April April 2020 April 2020 April 2022. Sorry, it was just a really simple sound exe meme that I wanted to voice. I did it. I recorded it in a VC, edited it, and after that, like I was like, and I just kept doing like memes, I just can't, and like I got more confident as time went on.
So yeah, the
Like,
animation station, which is one of my closest channel friends,
uh-huh.
asks, how much do you usually change for voice acting? Like, I guess like change your voice for voice acting.
Uh, I just says charge. It says charge.
Um,
How much do you usually charge for voice acting? Like I think that's like in money.
oh, charge. Oh, what?
Mm.
Okay, 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 guys, girls, and in betweeners, please be please be patient with me. My my show would have been normally over by now, because I normally
Mhm.
start at my 4 o'clock. But continue, and then
Is it,
wonders are gonna be like, Pastry, why are you complaining? I'm literally up. I'm staying up until
it's 'cause
one
I have
a.m.
glasses. I can read it. I have glasses. Um, I don't, yeah, but I was saying before, I don't charge right now. I don't charge anything because if I will just do it if someone comes up to me and is like, yeah, do you want to voice act my thing? And I'm like, yeah, sure. What you got? And like, they'll go into detail and I'm like, yeah, sure, I can do that.
Yeah,
Or like, sorry, I don't want to do that.
it
But
de-
right now it's free because
yeah.
I don't think I'm at a level I can charge people yet. I'm not like professional. I'm like an amateur.
Yeah. The practice is definitely good. But yeah.
Hmm.
Um do you feel like that do you feel like so like you said you've animated. I'm going to go ahead and
Uh-huh.
ask I'm going to go ahead and ask um ask this, and basically do you feel like you feel differently about voice acting if you're voice acting for something like an animation versus if you're voice acting for somebody else?
Um, the thing is, the animations I make, it's not like the animation I've done so far is like for Friday Night Funkin' sprites. So I've not actually made animation with my voice in it. So I've always I'll either do like a voice like my a lot of my voice acting goes down to like it's either like a comic, it's like someone else's animation, or like um yeah, I mean that's kind of actually let me look through my reel actually. Look through my reel. Someone else's animation, an image, gifs, or like a comic.
Have you
So it,
Yeah,
mhm.
continue.
So it's like, uh, yeah. So I would play off of that and like if it's like an animation, I would like try to time my voice like to the animation so actually it all syncs up. If it's like a comic or an image, I've got a lot more like leeway because I can just edit it to whatever I want it to be.
So with working with animation, if like for all the times I've had someone who wasn't me recording for my stuff, and even when I'm just recording for myself, I do the recording before the animation just because
Yeah,
like yeah. But
that's definitely how you want to do it.
um so what is the highest pitch you've gotten for for a voice acting
For a role.
for a role?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, excluding. Okay, the thing is, excluding like actual like pitch changes like from like Audacity. So like I'll say like as high as my voice is actually went. Um,
How
Probably like girlfriend from Friday Night Funkin'. Because I did like a brief voice for that and a meme thing I did. No, yeah, no. Yeah. So it was, got it. I got it. It was like this wasn't like an actual like thing like, I think I uploaded to Twitter, but it was when I was doing the Amore streams, and like last year, where like there's a lot of girl characters like Aubrey's got like quite a high pitch, so I'd go like it's been a while, forgive me, but like.
I do something like this. Like I'm Aubrey, and like I'm gonna go do stuff. I don't know. I'm tired.
That's okay. What's the
It's
lowest
like
you've ever gone for a role?
definitely Sonic the EXE. Like without a doubt. The thing is, that I think that was definitely that was also with pitch changes, but like but when I wasn't doing but things, but when I was doing the actual raw audio, I'd be like, I'd be like, I am Sonic.exe. I am God. Like something like that. And that doesn't sound that low, but I'd also add like all of the pitch changers and that kind of thing.
Yeah,
And also I'd a lot in your throat.
the pitch changes definitely help. Like I've done some things for Hexy, and and I actually made him laugh because like I literally went very high for one of their characters and very low for another one of their
Wow,
characters. Do you want to know why I did that?
Why?
Because they decided to put both of my characters on the same team. So like they literally
Yeah.
put both of my
Yeah.
characters right next to each other.
Have you ever had to like voice two characters and you go back and forth like non-stop?
Hexy is making me do that.
Yeah, it's kind of funny when you do that. I don't think I think actually I will be doing that like
But yeah, I
it's-
personally like stop and like
Mhm.
I pretty much like, so if both my characters are like right next to each other, I still treat them as if they're not. So like I'll go ahead and
Yeah.
like record the line, then stop and edit, and then go ahead and
Yeah.
record. Like I definitely
Mhm.
feel like I definitely feel like from my experiences, you like I'll do a reverse episode for voice acting as well for like this show, which
Ugh.
wouldn't be done by you because you already did voice acting as a hobby. And I have the rule of having only one episode per hobby per person, meaning you couldn't do voice acting twice.
So
But yeah,
speak of the playing off thing, like for Scott for the I'll be in the first volume of Scott Pilgrim because we did a free comic, right? So and that's like we're doing things before the actual like the volumes of Scott Pilgrim, and in that I'm gonna be playing Scott obviously. I'll also be playing Stacey Pilgrim, who is Scott's sister, which is a
oh,
more female voice. So I actually thing is I actually bought all the comics for homework essentially, and to read it of interest. So I have it right here so that I can read a few lines just to see how back and forth I can go.
have
So-
you ever decided to go ahead and do acting or just voice acting?
Just voice acting, because like with acting that's like a whole different thing. You have to look the part, you have to do all the makeup stuff and all the expressions. Like I think I'll just stick to VA to be honest in a minute.
Yeah, for me it's like I just can't deal with cameras, especially if I'm like putting the camera to my own face.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think I'm a cartoon character?
Would you mind if I read some lines right now? Is like Scott and Stacey just this
Sure
really back
thing.
and forth?
Sure thing. Since
Alright,
it's like
okay.
it's a part of like the show, so go right ahead.
Yeah, it's the first volume of the comic, so so it's like ring ring, hello, Scott, can I pick you up? It's 12:30. Oh no, I've been awake for several hours. Several. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. What's this I hear about you dating a 16-year-old? She's 17. And how old? And how old? You know? Wallace told me that gossipy B word. Yeah, I called last
You
night.
can go ahead and you can use swears on my channel.
Oh, right. Sorry. It's like, yeah, Wallace told me that gossipy bitch. Yeah, I called last night, but you were at band practice or something. Anyway, scandal. Whatever. Don't you whatever me. Who is this mysterious child? Her name is Knives. Knives what? Chow. She's Chinese? Wait till Mom hears about this. Mom's in Europe. I ain't scared. A 17-year-old Chinese high school girl. You're ridiculous, Scott. It's a Catholic school, too. What? With a uniform and everything? Yeah, the whole deal. So that's kind of that. It's I would do even more, but I'm so tired.
That's fine.
The fan voice is not at the peak tonight.
As far as like the voice goes, like I don't care if you're like if you sound tired or not, because you're literally on a stream and not like doing lines.
At like this scene I was reading is like Scott literally just woke up, so he's like tired as hell. So it's really fitting.
But yeah, but so like, what do you feel like the challenges are with voice acting versus like what it like words, sorry, so like what is the different like different challenges that come with streaming versus voice acting in your experiences?
With streaming, definitely audio issues. That's like the main thing, because I was having problems like mixing things together, mixing the game, mixing the people, mixing as like if can I hear the can the stream hear people? Is the capture working? It's just all the technical issues, and for voice acting, it's if I've done the voice well, if it's picked up in that, like the tone's okay, and it's and like and the main one is have I actually pronounced it like the sentence well,
Yeah.
like and a decent speed.
I definitely feel like with streaming, or at least from my experience, like there's definitely more like energy required for a stream.
Oh yeah, definitely, because you can play like a lot of emotion. I would say emotionless, but more like tired characters.
Yeah. But like, yeah. So, do you like streaming or do you like voice acting more?
I like voice acting more because voice acting has the potential to really get out there and like get people to like notice it. But because
Yeah.
with streaming, I do streaming more as like a little cute little hobby. Like I don't think I'll actually go anywhere with streaming, but I'm okay with that.
Yeah. So for my channel, my main goal is storytime animation, but due to how long the animation takes, I decided to do both this and audio games as well, just so that like,
Mm-hmm.
and after we got it off air, I can talk more about audio games too, if you want.
Oh.
But yeah, that'd be for like I think I'd wait until next season to have you on audio games, because the season we're currently on is going to end in early May.
All right.
But yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
what is the all right, so did I already ask you what your biggest difficulty is with voice acting?
You did, and that was that
Oh
is
yeah,
what's called
that was on the preset sheet.
the speaking problems.
Yeah. Do you sometimes voice characters with speaking problems?
Okay, so that's such a lovely question, because with my speaking problems, when I was recording for Scott Pilgrim, I know it's a recurring thing, isn't it? I just love Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah.
But basically, when I was doing that, like I felt so self-conscious because like people, because I'm like, oh, there's probably so many different actors that like should have got the role more than me. And I was like to the director, like, are these lines okay? Are you sure? Like, I know I have speaking problems, by the way, so I'm really sorry. And he's like, no, it's fine. Like, I think it actually like it gives like like Scott, it makes Scott a bit more interesting because Scott's supposed to be like he's like a hybrid of like a hero slash loser.
Wow. Yeah.
So this the speaking problem's gonna like help in that part. So I'm like, that's actually quite nice for me.
So, do you feel like you tend to play a lot into the character when you record?
Uh, I think so.
Do you
With Scott, with Scott, I think so. I want to get even better with it over time because there's going to be 6 volumes, and I'm not even in the first one yet. So I've got a long way to go. But hopefully, in that time, I will get more used to it. Yeah.
um do you tend to get lazier when you voice for your um all right. Sorry. Remember
Uh-huh.
10. I sorry. I was checking something for
Mm-hmm.
Remember 10. Platonically love him, by the way. But
Brenton is so cool.
yeah. Um but yeah. Um do you tend to get do you tend to be lazier when voicing for your self insert versus not?
I've not voiced myself or insert my Sona a lot. I would love. Okay, speak. The more I think about it, right? The more I think about it, I would love to voice my Sona more, but it's just like the limitations of my voice is the problem.
Oh. As for
Mm-hmm.
pastry's gonna sound how I'm gonna sound.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
that's that. That's what
Yeah.
I tend to do about like my Sona. So if my voice
Yeah.
were to go ahead and go deeper due to exercises, then that would change pastry's voice too.
Yeah, the thing is, well, like, I'm not sure if I'm not sure how personal this is. Actually, no, I'll do assumptions, right? Because I'm not gonna ask you, but in the assumption of you are planning to like transition to be a bit more masculine, right? There's a lot of uh a lot of hormone balance or a lot of hormone like change hormone replacements, right? Will
Yeah.
actually naturally lower your voice. If it's male to female, you actually have to like, if you fully commit to like you have to fully work on training your voice um because your muscles don't just like do it like automatically. Like you have to train it. But if it's female to male, then the muscles will actually like make it a bit more masculine. No, not fully. You still have to train it, but for female to male, it's a bit easier.
Okay, yeah. That's nice to know, but yeah.
Mhm.
Do you feel like there's like is there that do you feel like that there's difficulties because you're trans within the voice acting market?
Um, yeah, I can feel it, yeah, because well, not because I'm trans. Because everyone I work with is fairly fake. Because you barely see transphobes. I mean, I barely see like actual transphobes like I work with. I don't think I've ever worked with a transphobe. Obviously not, but the the transphobes I see are like the ones on Twitter. Like everyone like obviously flames. I think that's because like the communities I'm actually in. In real life, obviously a different story, but the difficulties like the difficulties of like actually being trans is like having a female role that I want to do, but I can't really like I don't have the voice for it, which kind of sucks.
Yeah,
But
I can
mhm.
understand. But yeah. Um, so do you feel like what's more of an issue, your speaking problems or your being trans when it comes to voice acting?
Yeah, that's a good question. I would say it's the speaking problems because with the dysphoria, even though I can't do I can't do a good female voice, I still have my male voice, which is still like a really good strength. But my speaking problems like hinder that strength. So it's like it's not even a case of it's not even a case of like one or the other. So definitely the speaking problems. I feel like when I'm doing my femme voice, my speaking problems are a bit are like actually like quite like nullified. I don't know why, but like I think if I talked like without thinking about it too much, like my speaking problems like my pronunciations and my speed go wild.
So do you tend to feel more self-conscious when you're recording versus on air for streams?
Definitely recording. Because if it's streaming, I won't look back at it as much. And like if I say it, I say it. And, like I'll probably have a fun thing. I'll probably have a fun thing with like people as well, like with like friends in that.
Hmm.
But compared to like recording where I hear myself over and over again, I'll be a bit more self-conscious. Yeah.
Yeah. Um so when it comes to your voice acting projects, is it harder for you to go ahead and um all right. Um
Mm-hmm.
I lost my train of thought. All right, man. Um
You were talking about like if it's harder in my voice acting projects.
yeah. Is it harder to go ahead and have other people work with you with your projects? Then is it harder for people to work on your project with you, or is it harder to work on other people's projects with them?
Definitely I'll be on other projects because in other projects like there's the idea of like people giving it deadlines and stuff like that. And I don't want to in even if they don't give it deadlines, I feel like I do feel bad if I don't do it like like not instantly but not fairly quickly because if I don't do it as quickly compared to other people, like I'll feel bad. I can like procrastinate and I'm like I need to do it 'cause I don't want to let them down because with again with you guessed it, Scott Pilgrim, like everyone else done like I was the last one to finish up my lines. Like and everyone done the lines like I was like halfway done and I'm like oh no I'm holding up the dub, I'm so sorry. And like the director was like, "It's fine. You're playing the main character. This happens." And I'm like, "Yeah, fair enough." I still felt bad.
Yeah, for me, I find it harder to go ahead and have people work on my stuff because
Mm,
I'm the one that sets the deadlines. And that is
mm,
difficult because it's like,
mm-hmm.
yeah, but I can totally see that. Have you considered with like the whole like recording thing, like record it as soon as you get it or as soon as you can after you get it?
What do you mean?
So I'm gonna use Hexy's for an example. So like Hexy shot me
Mm-hmm.
a few lines and then like the next morning I recorded them, then sent them within like the
Hmm.
next morning.
Oh, right. Okay, I see what you mean. Like yeah. Yeah, I'll go like instantly. Like what I'll do, like I'll record it, clean it up a little bit, and I'll keep playing it. I can usually tell quite quickly, like if that's the line. So I'll just like send it instantly.
Yeah, I definitely. So um, so what is all the projects you've done other than Scott Pilgrim?
Um, nothing like perfect, nothing like nothing as big as that yet. I've actually, I've done a lot of like meme videos and that kind of stuff. I've done a few FNF mods like I've voiced in. Like a lot of demonic hedgehogs EXEs. I'm saying, I mean, I voiced in a Mori mod, which is quite fun. But besides that, um. I'm not too sure. Let me just take a look at my Discord server just to get a bigger picture.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I voiced my Sona in a mod. That was like where I got a lot of my reference for voicing my Sona. Um, yeah, not much after that. I mean, I voiced in my friend Manuel D's videos a few times. Yeah, that's right. I voiced in some videos. Because for my friend Manuel D, who's his own YouTube channel, I voiced as Spamton in his end, which was one of my first voice acting things. I voiced as Spamton in this video. and I was like a decent part in his YouTube video until through it.
Yeah. Um. So, what are some projects that you're hoping to do in the future?
Um, let me think. Well, I'll still be going with the Scott Pilgrim dub, obviously, like 1 to 6. Um, I wouldn't mind more Friday Night Funk and stuff because I want to get back into that the community and do a lot of things with that. So I wouldn't mind with that. Maybe some more. Maybe I can get some like maybe like more female kind of roles. I wanted to if I voice trained a bit more. That'd feel quite nice.
Yeah. So,
It
okay,
would share my
continue.
throat a lot.
Yeah.
It would probably share
Um,
my throat a lot.
continue. So, oh man. Um, so, um, so, Remember 10 wanted me to ask you about like your cartoon she stuff.
Mm, mm. That's
And
yeah. What was the actual question,
and
sorry?
like the YouTuber and whatnot.
So the thing with like Cartoon, he's like a fantastic YouTuber by the way. He actually uploaded today. He's a really good YouTuber on the like he does a lot of stuff with like cartoons, anime, so on and so on, right? And my Friday Night Funkin' Award is actually about him. It's about him, the friends he has, and the shows he's reviewed. So that's where I do a lot of like I can do some coding stuff. I direct it, so I can like see what's going on. I give orders and I get people. So and it's going on it's going on quite well right now, and I'm really happy with like what's happening.
Yeah. Um that was a remember 10 question. Um
Hmm.
but yeah, I'm kind of wondering if the Hexagon has any questions for us. But
I wouldn't mind it.
but he isn't in any of our comment sections right now.
Hmm.
um
Maybe
so
eventually.
do you have a YouTube as well or no?
I do have a YouTube channel, but I don't use it much because I've uploaded a few of my VA stuff and that, but
Upload
nothing too much.
bloopers to that sucker.
I will. Okay, so the thing is, right? I have genuinely considered like uploading like full on YouTube videos. Because a little backstory. Okay, so you want to hear a big story about with like VA and like YouTube videos and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So back speaking of cartoonry, back in 2020. I felt inspired of a cartoon's videos, so I wanted to make a response video to his Steve Universe ran, and I wanted to make a response video because it was easy. It sounded easy to make, so I asked like, oh, can I use your footage? And he was like, I don't think making a response video is a good idea, like for us starting out, because it's a lot of drama and a lot of butting heads and that kind of stuff, and like it was very nice over it, and I was like, yeah, fair enough. And he's when like and he recommended I do like other things to start off, like more positive things. So I eventually came with an idea of like reviewing the Animaniacs reboot, December 2020, December 2020 but March 2021. I wrote a full script, 10,000 words, a lot. I tried to record on this mic right here, didn't work out. I got a Blue Yeti, same as this one that I like. That's like right here. Um, but I had trouble. But the thing is, when I got it eventually, I lost interest in the video. So, and I gave it to Mustard. I said, and that's when Mustard's and like I actually helped Mustard get into voice acting. and that's how they did. That's how they kicked it off.
Okay, I just thought of another question just based off of what
Mhm.
you said there. How many projects have you dropped due to, like, maybe lack of interest? Maybe.
Well, I always have the idea of making YouTube videos, as I was saying there, because I have a lot of different ideas of like how I can make a YouTube video and like what my style would be and like jokes and that and stuff. I always kind of like put it to the side because like I'm working on a lot of like Friday Night Funk and stuff right now and VA and art and and like just I'm just busy, so I can't do that. One of my old FNF mods versus Doc I might drop soon because I think everyone's just done with it.
Yeah.
So I don't do it often, but when I do it, it's kind of a big thing.
Have you considered using your I personally, for whatever reason, I personally don't like to use the word Sona, but like are you going to plan on using your self insert as more of a character in the future? Like voicing your own like character?
Um, I think if I did YouTube videos, I would certainly do that. But at the minute, I just like having that kind of design like linked to me because it kind of helps my dysphoria.
So you say that that voice recording helps with this for you.
Um, well, no, the actual Sona itself like helps me like people link it to me. Therefore, it makes me feel more like feminine and girly. So like I like that. Maybe like in the future, if I do voice my Sona, it might help. But for the minute, like the voice is
Um
not much to help.
yeah, I do that but backwards for mine.
Mm.
Give them a flat chest. But yeah. um so like have you ever done any projects with other trans people?
I think no, yeah, I have. Um, yeah, there's I'm pretty sure there's some trans people in the Scott Pilgrim dub.
Ooh.
I did like a little collab for a Spamton thing with a non-binary person, which was good. And I'm open to more trans people like collabs because yeah, because I guess like I have seen some like trans people do like genuinely like really convincing voices of
Well,
like characters. I've seen like trans girls do like really good female voices, and it makes me so jealous.
nice.
And it inspires me to like it really has inspired me to like try and be better.
Is that before their HRT or after?
Before HRT.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Really impressive. Thing is, HRT doesn't change our voice for like male to female.
Wow.
So it's all voice training.
Wow. All right. Yeah. Um that's good to know. Um but yeah. Let's see here. Hey, Grungy, you can go ahead and ask us questions as well. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so this is my tried and true question for if I can't think of anything else to ask. Um,
Hmm.
if you were me, what would you ask yourself?
Hmm. How are you? What inspired you to make videos?
No, you ask
Oh, wait.
yourself as if you were me. So like
Okay, okay,
so
okay, okay.
so like imagine if you were interviewing someone for interviewing somebody for like a so just so you know, the question that you did ask is can be used for next episode of my streams,
Hmm.
which is this Wednesday. Just make sure you go ahead and type it in
I'll definitely ask.
the announcement. But so like if you were me, what would you ask yourself?
Um, let me think. Let me think.
Like what did I not cover in other words?
Oh, okay. You've covered a lot. You've certainly done that. I mean, I would maybe tap into my other hobbies like art and stuff like that.
Those would be different episodes.
Okay.
Straight up. Like, the reason of why I say only one hobby per episode is because, like, I want to dig really deep in to, like, that one hobby so that, like, basically, like, any, like, you can talk about how voice acting, goes into your other hobbies, but for your other hobbies, I would do separate episodes for them. You understand, right?
Yeah.
Because like I do episodes for art. I've done on reverse for animation. I've done cooking. I've done like other things. It's just primarily one hobby per episode because imagine if you wanted to go ahead and like learn more about voice acting and then they randomly jump into art.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's fair enough.
But yeah. Answer for like other hobbies is different episode. But yeah, you can talk about how voice acting goes into your other hobbies if you wish, because I kind of did like voice acting into animation a little bit, but like yeah, like how does voice acting like you can use voice acting in your other hobbies too?
I mean, animation. You said there, it can have a role. For art, I wouldn't really say much. I can make I've seen no, art doesn't have much of a connection, and coding doesn't have a connection either. But for animation, it can have a connection, depending on the future and like what I actually animate.
Yeah. So like for me, I animate my stories, so I kind of have to do the recording first. But yeah. So, did you ever have to change with natural? Have you ever had to deal with natural voice changes due to like like growing up? I guess.
Well, obviously purity, like my voice would deepen because it's like fucking how being assigned as a male, but I think with like all of like the training and voice training I've done, and just like the natural girl voices, I think my voice is actually just raised in pitch, like naturally, which is actually quite interesting. How it happens, but I hope it happens more.
So do you? So do you?
Nice.
I just thought of like another question. So like, just so you know, Grungy Tunes Studio asked, "What made you start doing hobbies or like which Grungy?" I'm gonna go ahead and say that is too similar of a question of like in the very beginning of when we actually started the show of why Wonders went into voice acting. So I'm gonna say go back to the beginning for the answer to that. But yeah, do you have some? So like, do you have like a very funny slip up that you remember doing?
Oh, I've got hundreds of them.
Like,
this is what the Audacity folder is for.
yeah.
Yeah, I would just like, it's usually if it's an outtake, it's in all caps. Like I will read these out. I read like I'm perishing, or like oh yeah, or like what else do I have? Oh my god, there's one just called piss. I love these. One's also called don't question. I got a lot of these.
Have you ever accidentally said something very inappropriate due to a misspeak? Either
Um.
with
Oh,
voice
okay.
acting or
In
streaming.
voice acting, I'm not sure. Oh, see, I've got one called Daily Limit Outtake, and also one called I Almost Had It.
Oh no.
Have I actually said something inappropriate? I don't.
Accidentally.
I don't think so. Um,
I've done
I
it
don't think
before
too
on
bad.
air. I've done it on air, man. And I'm
Oh,
like,
on air.
oh,
Oh,
I'm like,
on air, the
oh.
different question. On air, different
Yeah,
question.
on air. I asked both voice acting and on air.
Oh, right, sorry. On air, I can't remember a specific one, but I have most likely.
Oh man. Yeah, I've even done that too. And I'm like, okay, let's go ahead and continue on with the
Yeah,
show
I'll just
now.
forget that happened.
Yeah.
Mm,
Um,
mhm.
so, um, SpongeBob asks, what favorite character you have voiced?
Okay, that's such a good question. Um, oh, okay, I think my favorite character, let me think. It might be Spamton, because I just love doing Spamton.
Can you
The
please
thing with
explain
him,
them a little bit more?
yeah. I'm just thinking. Actually, it's either him or Sonic.exe. But hold on. Let me just like let me one more time. Yeah,
I
I would say Spamton because for anyone who's not played Deltarune, G Spamton is like he's like a salesman. He's like he's like reading faces. He's like, hey there, Chris, how would you like a bit of clover, right? Basically, but like he's very in your face. He's bombastic. He's like he's crazy. Um, and with Spamton, like a lot of his like spammed on like spam email. So he's got a lot of like random kind of like phrases and that kind of stuff. Like a lot of his names are replaced by like random little lines. So I get to be very creative with them,
yeah.
which is good.
And do you
And
feel
also the effects are good. Yeah.
yeah, do you feel better when you have more like creative freedom with a character or when there's more like guidelines about how the character acts?
It definitely more creative because a lot of the characters I voice have like they don't have like like a select voice, like it's like a range, like see with like Spamton, right? A lot of people base his voice off of like a song in Deltarune, like an actual song, 'cause where there's like vocals in the song, but I just made my own up, and I've stuck with it ever since because I like it. And
Yeah.
with it starting with like starting to EXE again, he has no like canon voice. I mean, he technically does, but like those people do like different interpretations. And I do my and like if I do my own interpretation, I get to work off it like quite well instead of like restrict myself.
So do you feel better when you go ahead and voice already canon characters or do you feel better voicing characters that other people have made up and not necessarily like a canon character such as like let me go ahead and say your local all right let me go ahead and emphasize so like would you feel better voicing Sonic or would you feel better um voicing your your friend's character that they made from scratch?
Friends character made from scratch. The thing is, Sonic's actually a pretty bad. Like, no offense, but Sonic's actually a pretty bad example because because
I was trying to all right, like
it's
any canon
it's
character.
fine. I
I
know.
just happened
Thing
to
is,
go with Sonic.
the thing is, with Sonic though, Sonic's got a very big range of characters due to all the voice actors for Sonic. But we'll see like SpongeBob, right? See actual SpongeBob, right? SpongeBob is like he has only one specific voice, So it's a bit hard to replicate. But see if it's like my friend's OC that made up, right? There's a lot more interpretation to it, so like I get to be a bit more free. So definitely the friend one.
But yeah, whenever I've partnered with different channels, I've always had them voice their own self-insert because every April Fool's Day since the channel has started, this might give a little spoiler to this one, but oh well. But like basically we have like a another YouTuber pretends to kidnap me and tell me tell the audience what they'd do if they were to steal the channel.
Oh my god.
I first year I did it as a genuine like April Fool's Day joke. The second year I did it just to start the tradition, and yeah.
And the third year we're gonna go all out. We're gonna go all out.
What do you mean?
Just you wait. Oh no, I was joking. Like imagine the third year of the April Fools of this thing. We're gonna like bigger and better. We're gonna get ambitious with this April Fool's prank.
Yeah, but I personally like to do that skit because it's like the whole like it's a good mixture of cheesy and like goofiness. And it's like a little different than what I do, but not too far off to where like I am fudging the algorithm or anything. But yeah. What are some questions that you would ask yourself if you were the interviewer?
Let me keep thinking. My mind's so tired, but
That's
I'm going.
okay.
I'm going.
That's okay.
Let me think. If I were the interviewer,
So it's basically like the fill in where I missed.
Yeah, to be fair, the favorite character one is such a really good question.
Yeah.
So
high five to let me go ahead and go back to my stream. High five to I can't believe I'm spacing out on this random fan's name. I'm so sorry.
I would definitely say that
Grumpy Tunes Studio. Wait, oh, I have another question for you. Do you tend to put more energy in other fan bases or into building your own fan base?
Definitely like other fan bases because I'm really big in the Friday Night Funkin' community, or I want to be really big in the Friday Night Funkin' community. So I'll do a lot for that.
Because
instead of like,
yeah, because I personally like focus on my own base more in general. But my base is technically a sub base to the Storytime animation as a whole. But yeah, I tend to focus more on base building. And do you think you would ever like build your own base for like what you do?
I wouldn't mind doing that, honestly. I wouldn't mind doing it. It's an idea. It's been an idea in my head like a lot of different times. So maybe one day I could do it. If I did ask myself a question, it would be what would be the most challenging voice I've done so far.
I thought I already asked that. Oh well.
Did you? Oh, did you ask that? Oh, I'm an idiot then.
No, wait, I hold on. I asked you what were the downsides of the hobby, but that was the hobby of the whole. So go ahead and answer that.
So, the most challenging voice I've done. So the most difficult I've had doing a voice.
And then this is gonna be the last question, and then we're gonna do closing announcements for both channels, and then smooth sailing from here.
It's the most challenging voice. I mean, I could just say any female voice because of like my limitations in my voice, but if I'll exclude that, I would definitely say, maybe like the more the ones like the more like louder they like sound easy like I am Sonic that EXE because there's a lot of throat action. There's a lot of like you have to go like deep in your fucking throat. So it does it starts to hurt after like a little bit. But probably would be the female ones because of like the limitations of my voice. But hopefully that'll go down over time.
Yeah, I definitely hope that for you as well.
Thank you.
And then yeah, that's it for our show. Let's go ahead and do our channel closing announcements. So do you want me to explain, or do you want just this just to be implied on what you say?
Yeah, you can go first, and I'll just like base it off you.
Okay. I normally like to have guests go first, but technically, since we're doing a double stream, we're both technically guests of each other, even though even though I literally lead the show. But this is the first time. This is not the first time your face have seen me, but like definitely like I'm newer to them. But so what I'm gonna say for my closing announcements is I have a pastry pride. I have a pastry pride map that's running, or that I'm currently getting people to fill parts for. Animation map, animation project, and I decided to start it extra early just so that we can hopefully get everything filled in by June, so that I can post, I can post it on the last Saturday of Pride Month.
Oh, that's so cool.
I've done it 2 years, or this is the third year for this too. It's kind of one of the
amazing.
You said you were an animator, right? You could go ahead and sign up for a part if you want. Just please tell me what part you want in the chat.
I don't think I have the skills yet though, sadly. So I think I have to
just
tap out.
As long as you can do at least some form of animatic, I'll take it. Just don't. Just one thing. Just the thing for this too. It's kind of. Shut up, stream. You said you were. All right, sorry. The playback annoys the living heck out of me. But so that is my first, and then I'm gonna shoot the link to you so that you can go ahead and shoot it to your side. So sorry if I forgot like the double stream type or the double stream ish stuff. Most generally, most of my guests don't have channels themselves.
Yeah.
But I do like to have that option because it is only fair if like a creator is doing work for technically like doing like on a show or whatnot for like yeah. And then my second announcement is I have the Q&A, which I mentioned earlier, basically where you can go ahead and ask me anything about so like I like to say Q&A, ask me almost anything, because there's always the risk of having something that it would be too personal for you to answer. So like, such as if you were to go ahead and ask me what my address was, I wouldn't go ahead and share. All I'd say is I live in Colorado. Period, point blank. The same. Dude, Cartman and Kenny are my neighbors. Haha, just kidding. South Park reference. South Park reference. But yeah. So that's it for my closing announcement. And also like the Q&A will happen this coming Wednesday. So you're gonna ask me about like any points of like anything about me that would be channel appropriate and whatnot. So yeah, that's what's up for my channel. And now to Wonders, the Lady Wonders.
Yeah, so that'll do it. I'll do that'll do it for this stream. Thank you a lot for having me on Pastry. So that's quite nice. I'm really tired, but it doesn't matter.
yeah, I don't. Really, you're not like falling asleep on your keyboard. We're good.
I'm conscious. But no, that was a fun little time. Thank you for having me on. So for me, for for the Wonders base. Next time I'll probably doing some FNF stuff. I have plans to we'll do some FNF mods, or maybe Crash 4. Yeah, I'm not sure. That's kind of. I'll probably do Crash 4 soon, but I don't know when. Probably after like a few weeks. Probably after this week. We'll see what happens with that. I'll just try and see what happens. But yeah, that's kind of like actually my Twitch. My Discord server is in my channel. Do that.
Do
Just
you want
follow
me
on
to shoot a
Twitter.
link? Do you want me to shoot a link to your server?
I'm too tired to do it,
Do you
honestly.
want
So
do
I
you
don't
want
really
me
like.
to? Do you want to shoot a do you want me to shoot a server invite to my base?
Yeah, I know. I'll go for it.
All
Yeah,
right.
go for it.
Um
I don't mind.
I just yeah. I'm gonna
And that is
shoot
all
it
for
over
yeah,
to
that's
my
that's all for me.
viewers. But yeah, do you know when by chance?
Hmm?
Do you know when you're gonna do that stream?
Probably like after this week, something like that. I have no idea.
But yeah, are you gonna have any guests on?
Um, it just depends who joins. Like, cause I'm like an open VC.
Okay, yeah. Those tend to scare me, so I don't do them.
Yeah, it's okay.
But yeah. Anyways, what is your or also thank you for double streaming.
No problem.
And yeah, so what is your outro if you have one? I hope you do. Just kidding.
That actually was my outro, but
Outro.
um, I think of a line of like,
What do you
well,
normally say at the end of your streams?
I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys when I see you. I'll see you when I see you.
All right. Anyways, I platonically love you, my donut batch, and Wonders fan base, and also you Wonders, and see you in the future
Thank
to
you.
come. Bye.
Bye.